A look from before as the Clippers made their way to hoping to put on a show for their fans here tonight. And the game arrival, sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. You're looking live and down at the Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles, California. The setting for our broadcast tonight. Welcome, fans. Thanks for joining us for this Friday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. And now a chance to take a look at some numbers for Westbrook.
His assist numbers in the past 5 games have gone in the wrong direction. He's been out of sync with his teammates, sort of playing on an island instead of as part of a 5-man unit.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, James Harden is both famous and infamous with his skill at getting to the foul line. Some don't like it, but Harden says free throws are a part of basketball. Either you're going to foul me or I'm going to score. Putting the pressure on the defense like that is tough, but that's what makes a good player. Kevin, no lies told there.
One of the best. Thank you. Clark, you admired Bounty. You were a terrific rebounder yourself. What makes these teams so great on the glass?
Well, Kevin, a few things. One, they emphasize it. They prioritize rebound basketball. And then they send everybody to the glass. A lot of guys for each of these teams goes to the board, and the work ethic is outstanding.
You're a hustler, but I know you admire that as much as anything, don't you?
That's a big hustle.
Here's this group for Houston. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Tucker and Capella are up front. And it's House in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Clippers, Ivica is out there with Mo Harkless. Then it's Patrick. Then it's Paul George. And it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. Pass to George. He kicks to Beverly. The pass to Zubac. 5 to shoot. The Clippers need to get on a shot. Pulls up, turn and out. West surveying the D. Fires from deep. So the Clippers will take it the other way. Down low. Outside for George. No good on the 3. Oh, here's Westbrook. He's coming off a 25-point game against the Nuggets in Denver. Harden finds knocked away. Leonard against Harden. Houston needs to get a shot off. Here's Tucker. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Field to start the game. Good work defensively by Capella. And so West bring it up for Houston. Little over a minute 30 into this 40. It's hauled in by Loverly. 14 points from him the last game against Boston. Passes it to left. And they'll keep possession.
Boy, defensive end. Outstanding. Exactly when to go up for those blocks.
Now here's Westbrook. He's a solid try, averaging nearly 22 points a game. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
That's the 3rd straight miss to start this game, and they're still looking for their first back.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Daniel House. That is his first foul of the game. And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here.
Well, you knew after the Paul George trade that the Thunder would look to sell on Westbrook as well. Just part of the rebuild at this point. His agent did well to get him to a team looking to compete. A great fit for a player in this stage of Russ's career.
Board. What a season it's been for these teams on the offensive glass. The Rockets.
And just having a terrific year on the offensive glass, it's because everybody buys in. Not just the big men, but even the guards are getting in on the act.
Beverly against Westbrook. And they're signaling the shot clock violation.
And the chance here to Clippers sit in the NBA statistically right now.
And guys, you can't say enough about how well they've rebounded. So often, it's swung the possession battle in their favor, and that's really had a huge impact.
First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play. Another miss by Houston.
And this quarter, he has clearly
The 50, and it's George missing.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Westbrook passes to Harden. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist.
And boy, did they need that one. Their first make in the 5 field goal attempts they've had.
And here's Beverly. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Pass to Harkless. Here's Zubac, and that one is good with the extra effort on the glass.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Those are free points you get. You got to work harder on the glass.
Now here's Westbrook. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
And it's the fearlessness of Westbrook. It's really refreshing to watch. When he's deep inside, he just goes.
George against Harden. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
And after missing, he finally gets one to go.
Inside, House. That one falls.
And, you know, when you get a clean look at the rim, Harden usually will find you. I think he's underrated and undervalued at making his teammates better.
Now here's Beverly. Pass to Leonard. Over House. This by Beverly.
Boy, at the offensive end, his game is so impressive. I mean, he's a threat every time up the floor.
Three-pointer. And James Harden hits from deep. Harden's got 5 points so far.
Yeah, the range of Harden deserves a lot of respect because his form is really almost perfect. He's never off balance when he shoots the three-point shot. He's always got his legs under him.
Now here's Harkless. Currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Here's Leonard. Westbrook pulls it in.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
Oh, a tough quarter for him offensively. He hasn't been able to give his team a lift when they need it.
This one for three. Offensive rebound. And the dunk by Capella.
Well, Capella's tenacity is so impressive. I mean, he's got an unlimited, abundant offensive rebound.
And the Clippers call time here. I'll grade the Clippers signing of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, the grand finale of the wildest summer in NBA free agent history.
A ton of big moves. You think of the star players who've changed teams, 1/3 of the league's all-NBA selections, and 5 out of 10 of the reigning all-star starters. In the end, we saw 7 players who've changed teams, signing for over $100 million each. Put that in perspective, only 8 players had ever done that in league history.
Harrell, he's checked in for Los Angeles.
Looking here at some numbers for Montrezl Harrell. His last 10 games have been exceptional, averaging about 18 points per, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
Outside. Over Beverly. And he overshot that one, missing.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
To me, it appears he's starting to lose his composure a little bit. We'll see if he can regroup and get back into a better rhythm.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
Super 2. The first one falls. You look at George, all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone.
So he gets them both. Look, we have seen so many great players in the history of this terrific game, but in your mind, who's the best to have never won an MVP?
Wow, you think about some of the names on that list recently or not too long ago. Patrick Ewing, Scottie Pippen, same era. How about going back to John Havlicek, the former Buckeye and all-time great with the Celtics. Elgin Baylor, one of the first high-flying forwards that I recall, one of those really creative do-it-all type forwards. Jerry West and Dwayne Wade right in that mix too, man. Those are some lofty names that didn't get an MVP.
And that one's good. Beverly.
And Beverly is a menace inside. I mean, incredibly crafty at finding ways to score down there.
On the wing, Harden. He's covered by Leonard. Harden can't hit.
Boy, patrolling the paint well, protecting the rim. That's exactly the kind of defensive effort you need against him.
And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
I like watching Beverly catching the defense by surprise there. Excellent at pulling up after the pass.
Here's Westbrook. Drains the 19-footer. Westbrook's got the game tied up here for the Rockets. For the Houston Rockets, they come into tonight following a loss to the Nuggets.
Yeah, lots of sloppy play in that one. Several key miscues. They just couldn't overcome the mistakes.
Well, you know, you got to take care of the basketball. Hopefully, they learn from that game and are better going forward.
Here is Harden. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. And pushing it up. Here's the Clippers. Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. What's up? Yeah, you know, Joy's being in the air. I mean, this guy has great body control and bounce, and his slams at times can be absolutely sick.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And, you know, guys, you look at the Rockets, they've been in the midst of a great championship window. A lot of teams have been trying to avoid going for titles against the Warriors. The Rockets have been in win-now mode, very aggressive in trying to get to the top.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Clippers.
Guys, right from the start, it's been apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
And the first one drops. And Clark, you have to admire the Rockets for not shying away from the challenge of keeping up with a great team like Golden State.
Yeah, I have great respect for the Rockets, guys, because they've come as close as any team in the West to knocking off the Warriors. You know, they took them to a Game 7 and also had a chance in last season's playoffs when KD was injured. I think you've got to admire their competitive spirit and not backing down.
Right. You're right, Clark. Los Angeles has gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. The pass to Leonard. Over Cephalosha. Misses off the right iron.
Well, you know he wants that one back. I mean, more often than not, he'll sink that mid-range jumper.
Here's Westbrook. Good. Nice job down low. Westbrook's got 8 points.
Really nice job moving the ball around that time, picking apart that defense.
Leonard against Cephalosha. Harrell trying to free himself up. Leonard, no luck. And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for Houston. Cephalosha passes to Westbrook. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now, here's Green. He had 10 points in the win against Boston.
And he also dominated the glass out there. He hit the boards hard and often.
Here's Harrell. It's a three-point game. Leonard with no one around. Another miss by Leonard. 3 on 3. And here's Westbrook from the arc. And another three for Houston.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
And here is Williams following Russell Westbrook's 3. Williams against Westbrook. It's stolen by McLemore. Here's Tucker. Again, the Rockets score.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
And, you know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
Passes it to Leonard. Looking to end the run. Oh, that's blocked.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
And here's Westbrook from the arc. Rebound by Harrell.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
And, you know, time will tell how big a factor that becomes in this game, guys, but if you're the coaching staff, it's certainly a point of emphasis.
Here's Westbrook following the score by Lou Williams. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And let's take this chance to look at some of the perimeter players who aren't afraid to mix it up in the middle either. These are the top rebounding point guards in the league. Russell Westbrook, number 1. Patrick Beverley is second.
And it may not be the first thing you think about, but if you look at a lot of the all-time great point guards, their rebounding, that nose for the basketball is a big part of their game.
Absolutely. I mean, that's no coincidence. The ability to have an impact everywhere on the floor, not just on the perimeter. I think that's what separates a lot of the great point guards from the good ones.
A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have 2 elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
Outside Leonard. Misses off the left iron.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Westbrook wide open. He fires. Another miss by Houston. Clippers trail by 8. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Here's Harrell. Back to Green. Shot clock at 5. Here's Mann. And it's off from three-point range. Rockets on offense. They're on a 16-6 run. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Westbrook with it. He's got 16. He gets that one. Westbrook's got 18 points.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
And, you know, nothing like getting an opponent on the ropes early. You love that if you're on that side of the scoreboard, and they are landing some haymakers now.
And so it's Houston with a 10-point lead. Some breathing room heading into the break. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. Right back after this break. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2014. He describes what inspired him to come back even stronger.
My inspiration really came from my mother. You know, her dealing with stroke, her dealing with really being down and out. You know, I saw her fight back that was enough for me in my darkest days. I knew it was nothing to what my mom went through, and she came out perfectly fine. So.
Well, what a story. George worked hard to get back and is not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
And so far, through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Coming in hot. They were sharp from the perimeter right out of the gate.
Well, the player and ball movement has been excellent. Finding space, operating in space, and when they've gotten open shots, they've knocked them down.
Taking a look at the Rockets, they've got Austin Rivers, Chandler out there with Cephalosha. Then it's Ben McLemore, and it's Westbrook in at the 2 guard. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, we know about Lou Williams' story. The 3-time Sixth Man of the Year may be undersized, but he keeps finding angles to score. Williams said, "I can't shoot straight up. I've always played crooked. It's weird, but it's something I've developed, fading away from guys. I have bigger defenders on me, and it's just about creating space." Kevin, even well into his 30s, Lou Will still does it as well as anybody.
I would totally agree, David. He is always deadly. Thank you. F has gone by here in the second. Lets it go from deep. But they recover it. Chandler kicks to Rivers. Count it. And the Rockets lead by 10. The Clippers shooting a meager 37% for the game. Pass to Leonard. Fade away. Another one falls for the Clippers.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
Lobbed up there for Chandler.
And, passes like that go a long way. Terrific teamwork.
And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Clippers. Following this one, they get to host the Pelicans. And that game concludes a 5-game homestand. Tyson Chandler pulls it in. Chandler's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Now here's McLemore. He's guarded by Williams. They get a hand on it. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Rockets leading by 10. Now here's Rivers. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Westbrook against Leonard. Baseline try. Again, the Rockets score.
Man, you got to admire how easily Westbrook takes over games. I mean, an offensive juggernaut who is tenacious when it comes to scoring.
Williams floats one. The shot comes out. Houston's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. At this point in his career, Austin Rivers has proven how deadly he can be as a weapon, Clark, off the bench.
Yeah, Kevin, I like the energy that Rivers comes in with. I mean, he pushes the tempo and looks for his shot as well. And I think he can play either guard spot effectively.
Man passes to Leonard. Just 5 on the clock. Fades back, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Leonard's got 7 points here in this quarter. And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. Clark, you'd think that team chemistry would just improve as the season goes along, but maybe not if you have personality issues in that locker room.
Kevin, it's one of the most fragile elements in team sports. Chemistry, culture, accepting roles, sacrificing your own individual game for the good of the team. And I think it's always a work in progress.
And as a leader, as I know you were when you played, I'm sure you were dealing with those things all season long.
Yeah, you try to lead by example, but also there's opportunity and times when you have to step up and voice what you see that could be detrimental to your team's success.
Houston making some changes. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Chandler. Daniel House comes in for McLemore. And it's James Harden in for Russell Westbrook. Rivers passes to House. Harden outside. Pass to Rivers. Shot clock at 6. Over Harkless. Rivers can't get it to go. Clippers trail by 10. A floater. George, no good. Houston's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. Sefolosha dishes to Capella. Kicks to House. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Harden scanning the floor. It's Rivers on the wing. Another miss for him, now shooting 1 for 4 from the floor. Clippers have gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. George against Sefolosha. Harrell down low. And Harrell slams it in.
And didn't do anything fancy there, but didn't need to.
Nope, his only concern right now is getting the points on the board. And I don't mean style points.
Hey, I thought there was some style there, guys. What are you guys looking at? I mean, it was still a pretty sweet, flavorful one-hand flush.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And also knocking down the mid-range because they're making good decisions with the basketball.
Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. And a switch here also for Houston. Tucker's checked in. He throw good, James Harden.
Well, a lot of players can get hot, but nobody can match Harden when he gets locked in. The way he can create space and drill shots from deep, really impossible to guard.
Well, you will not see that from him very often, especially right at the rim.
And the dunk by Capella.
Capella's so good at finishing around the rim, showing you right there great explosiveness inside.
The pass to George. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Here's Beverly. There's his third field goal, and now he's made half of his 6 shots. And with Harden, he not only gets hot for a game, but stays hot, Greg, for longer periods of time.
And you saw that last year with a streak of 30 and 40-point games. For weeks, he can dominate and really frustrate defenses, and there isn't anything you can do about it.
Took the opportunity when he saw it. Tucker's got his second bucket.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Rivers against Beverly. In the hoop for his 4th field goal. 4 for 7 shooting and looking for more.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knots out, but it looks like they're putting it together right now.
Here's Harden. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And with all the accolades that James Harden has accumulated in his career, Clark, the one thing missing is a championship ring.
And, you know, there's no guarantees for however great you are individually that you'll win a championship. We've got a lot of great players that weren't able to get that done. But, you know, when you think about it, that's one thing that's keeping him from being in the all-time great shooting guard conversation in the eyes of some. Team success is critically important. Championships add to your resume, but I think at the end of the day, when you maximize your individual contributions, that should be worth something in terms of your recognition and accolades. Well, you know, last season for the Rockets, not as strong as the season prior. 53 wins and 4th seed compared to 65 wins and the number 1 seed in 2018. Still face the same fate in the playoffs, though. Not able to overcome the Warriors.
Harden hit both. Clark, for the Rockets, that was the 4th time in the last 5 years they've lost to the Warriors in the playoffs.
And it's easy to see why this team has become a bit obsessed with beating the Warriors. They've been unable to do it in 4 or 5 meetings. Team is still in a good spot to compete. I think they just need to tweak just a touch to maybe get over the hump.
And perhaps the most shocking news of the NBA offseason, Greg, the trade of Paul George. Nobody saw that coming.
Took a ransom of draft picks to get him off the Thunder. Kawhi Leonard recruited him to join him on the Clippers, and Paul obliged by demanding a trade. Came together quickly and caused a major power shift in the West.
First one falls for him. And Clark, your love for the Buckeye State has never been questioned. What was the best part of growing up as a kid in Ohio?
Well, I think a number of things. One, having family around, extended family as well as immediate family, but also the sports love that exists throughout the state and being able to experience that and enjoy that with my dad and siblings. That's special. And having a career in basketball that I've had makes it even more special.
Here's Harden. He dishes it to Capella. He kicks it to House. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep three-point range, Harden no good.
You know, he hasn't made any threes this quarter after sinking just the 1 in the first.
And George with the stuff.
And George is so crafty on the dribble. He's just got an excellent way of controlling the ball and his body as he's dribbling.
Passes to Rivers. Kept alive. Second chance shot. And the rejection by Zubac. Here's Capella and gets hacked by the D. He'll go to the line.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter, that's superb.
First trip to the line for him here. That's good from Capella.
And a boon it was for the Rockets to be able to keep Clint Capella. A great fit with the team and gives them exactly what they need on the interior.
That one misses. And Greg Capella, who was taken near the end of the first round back in 2014 in the draft, has developed well during his time with Houston.
And Capella's game has really taken off in the last few seasons. He looks to be a double-double machine for this team for the next handful of years, and that is exactly what they need.
On the wing, Harden, defended by George. Another miss by Houston.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
And Harrell slams it in.
Love the unselfishness of Beverly. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
Harden against George. Pass to House. Lob pass to Capella. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Harkless kicks to Harrell. Back to Beverly. 6 to shoot. Pass to Zubac. The fadeaway. The rebound by Harden.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Guys, that's been the key to their lead. I mean, simply put, the effort they've displayed on the glass has been the difference.
Here's Rivers. 1:56 left in the first half of the game. Pass to House. It's hauled in by Zubats. Zubats has got 7 rebounds in the game. Passes it to Harrell. Here's Zubats. It's George on the wing. Drills it from outside. George has got 13 points.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
Beverly against Rivers. Puts it up from 12. Here's Cook. Oh, my goodness!
Oh, yeah.
What a play!
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark.
And guys, I know there are a lot of questions right now defensively for this team. There's no doubt about that. Really starting to find himself now, guys, after getting shut out in the first quarter.
Up top, Rivers. Defended by Beverly. Rivers passes to Harden. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
He's shooting free throws, number 4 in 5 here. And the first one at the line is good.
You know, what's most impressive about Harden to me is his versatility as a scorer. I mean, he's a remarkable combo guard with great size and strength and very efficient on the offensive end.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Then McLemore comes in for Danuel House. And it's Russell Westbrook in for Rivers. Harden hits them both.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Beverly feeling it out a bit. Launches a 3. That's tipped.
A rare rejection that time from Tucker, using that long reach, though, and times it perfectly.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Rockets lead by 5. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Russell, how confident are you that there's nobody that can stay in front of you?
Very confident. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I put a lot of work in the summertime. I'm very confident.
That is never a problem for you, Russ. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back from the first half. Been a dandy so far. A dandy. You like that word, Kenny?
You know
it's
what?
a dandy.
My third grade teacher used to say that all the time.
That you're a dandy.
So this is a dandy of a class.
It is. And this is a dandy of a show. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet, Shaquille O'Neal.
So what's a dandelion?
Well, basically, that's what the class was.
A really cool lion.
Got it.
Houston was looking great right away. They put together some nice offensive stretches and at one point led by as many as 10. After a solid quarter of play, they held a 10-point lead. Going through the second quarter, they started to look a bit fatigued, but played well enough to enjoy a 5-point cushion here at the half. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
Well, one place they had the edge was on the offensive boards. They converted those extra possessions into points. Nothing is more demoralizing to a defense than forcing a miss and then giving up a second attempt. The offensive glass is going to pay big dividends for them.
And over to Shaq. Now your take on the Clippers.
Well, the reserves came in and played like starters. Gave them some big points off the bench. It'll be no surprise to see them get more minutes in the second half. They definitely deserve it. Though sometimes when you get more minutes, you get exposed. We shall see.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game, he has been everywhere.
And he's shown just how adept he can be at creating contact and then cashing in at the line.
Well, you know, in that first half, it was a common occurrence. He got to the stripe time and time again.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up for the second half. Taking a look at Los Angeles. We've got Mo Harkless, Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at the small forward.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Here's Beverley. Good D by Harden. And so it's bringing it up for Houston. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks and start a 3-game homestand with that game. Westbrook against Beverley. Tries yet again. Westbrook, no good.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Pass to Beverley. From deep. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Beverley.
Well, it's no secret that the Rockets are looking to take threes as often as possible. Over 45 a game last year.
Well, you think about the Rockets, and clearly they're the forerunners of the analytics application in how they play. Well over half their shots last season from three-point range. Broke their own record last year in three-point attempts.
Now, here's Tucker. He's tightly guarded. And here's Harden for three. The offensive rebound. Capella, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Capella's got 9.
When Capella plays with force inside, watch out. I like his intensity.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Greg, and that's been the key to this league. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
Shoots off the step back. And no good. Excellent D there from George. Clippers trail by 9. And it's Beverley atop the key. Off the mark, and the drought continues.
Offensively, the struggles continue. 0 for 5 to start the half.
And here's Westbrook from the arc, and that one is off. And the Clippers will go the other way. Westbrook against Beverley. Here's Harkless. And the rebound goes to the... Tucker's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And that one's good. House has got 4 points in the quarter.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
And Capella sends it back. Right side, Westbrook. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Players that can put up double-doubles, and we've got a lot of them in the NBA.
Oh, there's a bunch of them. Joel Embiid comes to mind. You think about Anthony Davis. Who's on your list, Kevin? I know you cover the league so closely. Who else is in that group?
Well, I know at the top of the list was Andre Drummond at Detroit.
Take a break.
That's right.
Take a
That's
break.
right. He had he was about 80% of his games in the double-double ledger.
And Rudy Gobert, Utah was up there as well, I think number 2. So we've got these big men helping in a lot of ways, which they need to do. That free throw missing.
And Russell Westbrook is as explosive a guard as we've seen in the history of the game. An incredibly gifted scorer who can also punch it on you.
Williams, he's checked in for Patrick Beverly. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Houston. Either to fall.
Well, you know, for so long, Mike D'Antoni has been a vanguard on NBA offense. His teams have always played great offense, moving, spacing, dynamic players. Defense has not been at the level of offense, but I think he's actually improved as a coach in that area as well.
Here is House. He's covered by Leonard. And the dunk by Capella. And he's now got the double-double. 11 points and 18 rebounds.
Well, I like how Capella stays one step ahead of the posse on defense. Has a real good sense of body control.
And the Clippers call time here. And Clark, part of it for D'Antoni is that he is delegating defensive duties.
Yeah, and I like that, Kevin. He's made sure to have a defensive coordinator on his staff, delegating that role and responsibility. He thinks and knows that his team is better off that way.
Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You look at Houston, off to a great start this season, currently in second. And, of course, the Clippers, a couple spots below.
Yeah, and I think the Clippers, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
You know, I thought maybe they'd have it in them to actually join those leaders this season. But you're right, it's still nice work considering where they are.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Greg, I'm just so impressed with the level of finesse and craftiness that Lou Williams always plays with.
And, Kevin, you don't stay a perennial 6th Man of the Year candidate at Williams' age without having more than a few tricks up your sleeve. He's so good in tight spaces and can find a way to get a shot up where others just have to kick it out.
And the first one drops.
Well, he's an outstanding free throw percentage shooter. I mean, for his career, one of the best is Williams.
And Williams drops them both. Houston leading by 9. Right side, Westbrook. Sefolosha kicks to Harden. Harden draws the double. Sefolosha has the open look. And a miss there on the triple.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
Here's George, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. They get Russell Westbrook.
You know, one of the things Paul George, PG, has done is improve his ball handling, and as a result, defenders are nervous when he's handling the ball and getting up into a shot.
That free throw good from George.
And every single season, Paul George has kicked his game up another level. I think he's a premier two-way forward who gets it done at both ends.
And George drops them both.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And that efficiency, Greg, as you know, so critical when you're looking to overcome a deficit. You've got to be close to perfect and can't waste scoring opportunities.
And here is Cephalosha. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. To the middle. And the jam by Cephalosha.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
Now Harkless. On the wing, Williams. Fires the three. But they get it back. Here's Leonard. Los Angeles with another miss. Houston leading by 9. House dishes to Westbrook. Launches it. And Harkless pulls it down. Harkless has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
No luck for him this half after being outstanding from outside the arc in the first half.
To Williams. Fires the three. Los Angeles with another miss. And for Houston, they're shooting the ball at 42%. House the pass to Westbrook. And here's Harden. Capella with it. He's got 11. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. And Los Angeles with some changes. Harrell comes in for Ivica Zubats. And it's Green in for Maurice Harkless. And a switch here also for Houston. Then McLemore, he's checked in for Danuel House. No points in the game yet for him. Just 5 on the clock. Knocks it loose. Here's Williams. Here's Leonard. And it's Leonard with the jam.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Here's McLemore. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. McLemore's got his first 2 points of the night.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Harden right side. Harden draws the... And Westbrook gets it to go on the assist by Harden. Harden's got 3 assists now in this one. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Rockets.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And also, their second chance points have been a story all night as well. That's just pure effort and hustle.
Near the three-point line, it's Westbrook. They get it again.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Westbrook missing again.
Well, most games he can knock it down from deep, but it just isn't for him in this one.
Here's George. Uses the glass to finish the layup. George has got 19 points.
Amazing athleticism from George. I mean, sprinting towards the bucket and getting there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Near the three-point line, it's Westbrook, and he knocks down the jumper. And the Rockets lead by 11.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on it.
Here's Leonard. Rockets with the rebound. Lets the three fly. Second chance effort. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on George. Rockets have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls, so it's both teams making substitutions here. From the stripe.
Many thought the Raptors or Lakers would land Kawhi, but in the end, he came to the Clippers to write his own legacy. Returning to Southern Cal, where he grew up, was a big part of his decision. The big surprise was how Kawhi was out recruiting other stars behind the scenes to join him with the Clippers.
Clippers trail by 12. Lays it up off the glass.
And he found the soft spot in the D on that possession.
Here is Harden. 12 points for him. Three-pointer. Rebound, but...
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Man passes to Harrell. There's the dish to Leonard. 5 to shoot. Over McLemore. It'll go. The Rocket lead is cut down to 8 on the bucket from Kawhi Leonard.
That mid-range jumper is just another one of his weapons.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
And wow, you just have to love the motor on Montrezl Harrell when he's on the floor. Great on the glass, and he just plays with such a fire.
P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Houston.
And a brief check of the stats for Williams. He's one of the standouts over the last month, putting up about 22 points per, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
Harden outside. Back to McLemore. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. McLemore's got his second basket of the night.
Could have been much better defense. I mean, you can't give this guy any room to operate.
Here's Leonard. Harrell trying to free himself up, and it's Leonard missing.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Harden, and the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
You know, we talk about Harden's skill set, which is superb, but there's no quitting this guy. He's got a great competitive spirit, and even when you bang him and bump into him, he just muscles through that and says, play on.
And this is his 4th trip to the free throw line tonight.
One of the areas where he has excelled all season long. How about 87% from the line?
You know, even in games where he hasn't been at his best this season, I mean, he still managed to get it done at the charity stripe when he gets his opportunities.
That free throw good from Harden. And so Beverly will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a 14-point game. And he banks in the layup. Beverly's got 11.
Like how Beverly takes on challenges. This guy's a pit bull in his competitiveness. Aggressive at shooting over the defense, even when they're all in him.
And here's Westbrook from the arc. Green with the rebound.
And he has been ice cold from beyond the arc here since halftime, and he continues yet to fire away. He has got to tone it down if he wants to help his team.
Harrell, the pass to Mann. Now Leonard from past the arc. Buries the long-range jumper. Leonard's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Clippers. Rockets shooting 42% from the field here in the third. Now here's Harden, guarded closely. Banked in off the glass. Harden's got 5 points in the quarter.
Guys, it's hard to shake Harden off his game. He's so strong and skilled. He keeps his balance right where he needs it.
Beverly against Westbrook. Now here's Beverly. He's guarded closely. Kicks it to Harrell. Just 5 to shoot. Shoots. Chandler with the rebound. Chandler's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A plus 10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
And here's Westbrook. 27 points for him. Goes back up, and Chandler lays it in.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
And so it's the Houston Rockets. 13 points up at the end of the period. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, hit shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. We come back right after this. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. 4th quarter on the court for the Rockets. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. Then it's Ben McLemore. Then it's P.J. Tucker. And it's House in at the power forward position.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Near the three-point line, it's Westbrook, and it's Houston with another.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
Now Beverly. With the floater, got a piece of it. Westbrook. There's the lob to the hoop.
Over the last few years, I think Harden has fine-tuned his playmaking skills. A threat for double-digit assists every night.
Just over a minute played here in the 4th. There's the pass to Green. Passes it from deep. Rebounded by Tucker.
After hitting 1 3 in the first half, he's been unable to dial in from deep since then.
Harden kicks to Westbrook. Over Green, and it's Westbrook. That time on the assist by Harden. 31 points for Russell Westbrook.
He's certainly been their go-to guy when it matters most. He's trying to close this one out.
Outside Leonard. Over McLemore. Los Angeles with another miss. Houston leading by 17. It's Harden with the drive. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Harden's got 19 points.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Here's Harrell. And nothing is falling for him right now. And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for Houston. 19-point lead, which is the largest margin in the game. That one's not going to go. The Clippers go the other way with it. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure. And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Russell Westbrook. Clark, there are a lot of factors a free agent puts into selecting the new team that he goes to. Talk about the factors that aren't basketball for these free agents.
Well, I think you could see some of them if you gave it some thought, Kevin. You think about a market size, nightlife for some guys is important, business opportunities when you think about places like Silicon Valley or New York or Los Angeles, season of life for the individual player in terms of his family and where he might want to reside after he's done playing. So there are a number of different things that contribute to free agents making moves from one team to the next.
Now, did you have a family, Clark, when you played your last couple years in the NBA?
We were without children, but it was Rosie and I. We had been married 4 years, and then our family started right after I retired.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
He does not look happy. Their defensive rebounding has been putrid, and they're giving up a ton of second chance points.
Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. It's George on the wing, guarded by McLemore. Lob pass to George.
Yeah, nice silky finish on the alley-oop from the stupendous.
That sequence couldn't have been executed any better.
Guys, I hope we get to see a few more of those.
Here is House. He's covered by Leonard. And that one's good. House. Clippers trail by 21. George passes to Harrell. Now here's Leonard from the arc. It's hauled in by Clint Capella. Here is House. He's covered by Leonard. Great D that time from Leonard. He kicks to George from 12 feet out. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 3 assists now in this one. And here are the Rockets now. They're on a 12-4 run. Here is House. And Towns as Los Angeles gains possession. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Sunday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans. And then on Tuesday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the Dallas Mavericks.
And looking at the Grizzlies matchup, it won't be an easy one given it is coming on the back end of a back-to-back. But they've been playing some fantastic basketball lately. And when you are winning back-to-backs, you're feeling good about yourself.
Here is House, defended by Harkless. And here's Westbrook. 5 on the clock. Puts it up. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Harkless has got bound in this one. Beverly against Westbrook. Beverly, the pass to Leonard. Over Westbrook. And too long on the shot.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets yanked soon. I mean, that's how bad his shot selection has been.
It's hauled in by Beverly. And here's Beverly. He brings it up for the Clippers. Trailing by 19. And Harkless slams it in.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
Does it as well as anybody, fellas. Tremendous skill while in the air.
Timeout called, the Rockets. Well, you knew that Kawhi Leonard would be a huge name in the free agency market last summer, especially after winning his second Finals MVP.
And Kawhi let the pieces fall before making his decision. Was the last major free agent to choose where he was going to play. Ended up shaking up the NBA in the process by joining the Clippers.
Tucker dishes to House. Beyond the arc.
Yeah, just nice hustle there. That work gets them the extra possession.
Outside, George. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Tucker's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here. Here is House. 4 on the shot clock. Over Harrell.
And I tell you what, Beverly is a ferocious defender. I mean, he really gets after it and gets up into you. You're not getting anything easy when he's defending you.
George passes to Harrell. Out Surge. Back to Harrell. Shoots. That one wide left. Houston leading by 17. Now McLemore. Pass to Westbrook. Over Harrell. Here's Tucker. And that's good. A nice job on the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
And, you know, that's the hustle and nose for the ball that P.J. Tucker possesses. You've got to get a body on him.
Looking to get it going. And that one's good. Leonard's got 23. Houston's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Here is House. Gets that one to fall. That's his 6th field goal. He has shot the ball 12 times. Clippers trail by 19. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Outside Leonard to the paint. And there's Harrell. That's good on the assist from Leonard. That's 10 points for Montrezl Harrell.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead.
Here's House. Here's Capella. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. Here's the break. Nobody near George. Nails the corner 3. George has got 13 points here in the second half alone. Westbrook kicks to McLemore. Westbrook with it. And the read, Harrell. Another shot. Rebound by Harrell. Harrell rebounds in the game, getting it done. Now here's Beverly. From deep, George. Rebound by House. Pass to Tucker. Here is House. Defended by Harkless. Beverly for three. Westbrook pulls it in. Westbrook's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. And it's the Clippers with the rebound.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
George, that's a two-pointer, and he hits the jump shot. George has got 9 points in the quarter.
And you know, once George gets on the roll, he's just absolutely relentless, showing you how dominant he can be when he gets hot.
Now the pass to Tucker. Here is House. Here's and the rejection by Harrell. Here's Beverly. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one.
Yeah, you can't leave a lane to the basket available for Beverly because if you do, he jumps on it quickly.
And here's Westbrook. There's 1:47 left to play in the final quarter. And the dunk by Capella.
Yeah, on fire tonight. I mean, Capella's scoring numbers can come from a lot of directions. Lots of dunks, lay-ins, and putbacks. They can add up quickly.
Beverly up top. He's covered by Westbrook. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. First free throw is good.
Man, I tell you, you really have to appreciate how much Beverly hustles. He plays hungry and with an edge. He's skilled, though, on both ends of the floor in addition to that.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Zubats is checked in. And a switch here also for Houston. Harden's checked in. Both free throws good from Beverly. Now Harden. 1:25 left in the fourth quarter. And there it is for him. Harden's got 9 points here in the second half.
Incredible control on that floater. Harden is fantastic at putting just the right amount of touch on these very difficult and delicate shots.
Leonard with the bucket.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot. And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for Houston.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game. And I think ultimately that earned the W.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Clint Capella.
Now, he was a problem on the glass today, relentlessly crashing the boards and came away with a bushel basket full of rebounds.
No good on the second free throw. And here's Beverly. He brings it up for the Clippers. It's a 13-point game, and he makes that one.
You can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. They waited too long to finally ramp themselves up.
For three, Westbrook. He can't get that one to fall. So the Clippers will take it the other way. Inside. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by Beverly. Leonard's got it back down to single digits for the Clippers.
Get on, James!
George against Harden. And he uses the glass on the layup. And the Rockets lead by 11.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yep, to have a stress-free win on the road, very satisfying. The fans are already headed for the exit.
Lob pass to Capella. Harkless with the steal. From deep, George. So Houston wins it. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Rats. James on the win. This is a very tough team. What does it mean to beat them?
It meant a lot. We wanted to come out here and play with some energy. Guys made shots defensively. It was a gutsy win for us.
I'm sure you'll see these guys again. Thanks, James. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.